It's been a minute. Anyway, this is the shambles that I have the square body in right now. I know you're probably wondering, wow, Kobe, you started out a video like this? Yes, I did. I didn't even show you guys tearing this thing apart, nothing. Which I probably don't need to show you anything tearing apart wise. Mainly because, I mean, these square bodies are pretty simple. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 bed bolts on each side that you take out. And then all it is, you know, at least with mine, all it was a the lights for the bumper and tail lights, and then of course the gas tank filler net. I gotta cut these zip ties here. As you can see, I already got some painting done. But what we're doing right now is I ordered this cross member right here. There's a cross member that goes completely right across here that my exhaust hooks up to. I ordered a new one through forget what the website's called, Rust proof, something like that. I have to get my phone and see the order. But anyway, I got that. So I'm getting a brand new cross member that's custom made for this thing pretty much. And then I got the cross member that holds the spare tire up in here. And then there's another cross member there in the back, which is laying over there in the workbench. But anyway, so I'm gonna actually start painting. I already got everything wire wheeled down. I got these pieces here. These new pieces are coming in, this whole stud. I'm getting new shocks from Rough Country. I know a lot of people are like, oh, Rough Country shocks suck, this and that. Listen, okay. There's certain things that I go cheap on, and I try and save as much money as I possibly can on stuff like this. And Rough Country shocks are, the N3 gas strut shocks are a pretty decent bang for your buck. They're $100 for a pair, so it's $50 a shock. I replaced all 4 in the front because this is a quad shock system truck. So there's 4 in the front that I replaced, and I replaced them all with Rough Country, and they're holding up just fine. The truck does ride a little bit better with them, but it's Rough Country. They're not expensive shocks, so they're just a little bit on the cheaper side, which is fine. It's not the end of the world for me. So, but I have, now this is the way I do it. I don't know how everybody else does it, but this is the way I do it. I usually put 2 to 3 coats of primer, 2 to 3 coats of flat black, and then I got rubberized undercoating that I'm going to put on this, and then I'm going to paint over top of it. I did that with one of my old trucks, and the frame held up really, really well, like, paint wise and stuff like that. I want this thing to last a long time, and I want to do a good job, and I want to do it right. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to time lapse a lot of painting. I'm going to be in and out painting and stuff like that. I ran my heater in here for a little bit. I got my my filtered mask because there's a lot of dust floating around in here because I just got done, shooting or wire wheeling any other nooks and crannies that I could think of. But my cousin and I pretty much wire wheeled this entire thing down yesterday, not last week, yesterday. So I think it's pretty much ready for paint. I was just roughing up the leaf springs and got the tires off so I could get in every nook and cranny that I want to get off of. So, alright, I'm gonna get to work on this. I gotta find my phone first, and so whenever I come back, I can tell you guys where I got this cross member. I'll put it in the link below, not that everybody would buy it, but it was just easier to cut the old one out, even though I probably could have saved it. I just cut it out, and I got a new one that I can bolt right in and just be done. So that's what I'm gonna do. through a long fight. I should have videoed this, but I had a long fight with this. I replaced this down here, and I flared these 3/16 lines with some new fittings. They don't leak, okay? All the way up to here, you can see there's a new copper wire, or yeah, copper wire, copper line, copper brake line right there. That's really nice and bendable, and then there's a steel one that goes the whole way up to about middle of the gas tank. So I fought with this thing all day today, and I don't have any leaks right here. Now I put a zip tie here because I can't really get this to bend to go into this piece right here, so I made it the best I could. But eventually I'll fix that right. But for now, I'm just gonna leave it like that. Look at this frame. This frame has came a long way. So I got this, this came from, this cross member came from, Rust Buster. That's the box it came in. And so it came bare metal, it was covered in oil, so I sprayed brake clean all over that thing, and I primered it. Now it's sitting in black paint right now, waiting for that to dry. I do have a heater going in here, but mainly because I want to get that to dry. I want to get the truck pulled out, get the garage swept up and cleaned up. Got some brake fluid on the ground, need to be cleaned up. I want to shoot the rest of this can of undercoating on here. And then, but yeah, that frame, it looks really good. New studs, new shock stud mounts. I need to replace these shocks. I'm gonna get new rough countries, but I got these put back in. The spare tire mount. I got this cross member put back in. Got it all bolted up, and it turned out really good. As you can see, all this is really simple to do, guys. Like, these trucks are a breeze to work on. They're not really complicated. I haven't run into too many issues where I'm throwing wrenches, but for the most part, it's been pretty much smooth sailing. I had to fight with this a little bit, but got it back in the way it was supposed to go. Put a pry bar and stuff like that. But also, I wanted to talk about this exhaust. So I know I didn't do a video on that, mainly because I had a shop do it for me, and I couldn't get any video footage of that because they did it while I was at work. I got a bunch of overspray on the exhaust, which is fine. I mean, over time the weather will wear that off, I guess, if that's what you want to say. But I want to shoot a little bit more undercoating on there. Try and get my money's worth out of this stuff. But still feel like there's a little bit left in the can. So I guess a little bit, not a whole lot. I've gone through, I bought 8 cans of this Project Source spray paint. I think I had mentioned that earlier in the video. But it works great. It's cheap. It's like $2.80 a can. Might even be less than that, actually. They got a price if you buy them individually and a price if you buy them in bulk. If you buy them in bulk, it's a much better bang for your buck. Yeah, you might spend more because you're buying more, but it's cheaper in the long run if you buy 8 of them, I think. If you buy 8 of them, that's in bulk, and it goes down to like $2.20 a can. So pretty good bang for your buck. I did flat black because I don't need gloss black on a frame. Like, yeah, it might look good if you're taking it to a truck show, but I mean, the bigger thing here is that you know, I'm still gonna semi-use this truck for certain things, so it doesn't need to be absolutely beautiful. But got a little bit of crap on my tire down there. Did I get that? Oh yeah. Brake clean that crap off. I don't know if you're supposed to do that or not. Probably shouldn't do that again. Anyway, I'm gonna shoot some more paint on this, pull the truck out, clean up the garage a little bit. I have yet to put that cross member back in. I'm waiting for that to dry and paint the other side, and then start putting it together. And then once that cross member's in, this truck will be ready to get the bed put back on it. So I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. But this exhaust, This is actually a, well, let me walk over to the other side. It's a, it's kind of like it's an X-pipe design inside, but it's a Flow FX. It's by Flowmaster. They're supposed to sound really good, and it does sound pretty good, I think. So, but anyway, I'll do a time lapse on finishing up spray painting and cleaning up the garage, and then I'll be back. So I hope you really enjoyed this video. The square body is coming along very, very well. I tried to film as much as I possibly could when I had the bed off. I did not film putting the bed back on. It was dark. That's no excuse. I could have easily filmed it, but I just didn't. I forgot, and so I feel like crap for not doing it. I get mad whenever I don't film certain things. Like, I just forget about it, and then after I'm done, I'm like, I could have filmed this. But I did talk a little bit about some of the things that I haven't filmed. So I'm just gonna kind of go down the list here before I end the video and catch you guys up on what. So from when I bought the truck to now. Now there's previous videos and stuff like that of what I've done, but in the last like 3 months, because I think that was the last time I uploaded a video on the square body. Let's just go over what we have done to this thing in the past 3 months. So it's actually snowing here at the farm. I know you might not be able to tell, but it's snowing pretty good. This, my driveway was bare this morning, but now it's not. Anyway, so I wanted to get exhaust on my trucks. That's kind of where it all started. I had a bunch of money saved up, and I'm actually getting married at the end of this year, but I decided to take some of that money and put a little bit of love into my truck. So I don't know if you guys noticed or not in previous videos, but I did put this fender on. This was a marketplace deal fender. It had the badge and the fender. The reason I wanted this fender was because of the badge, because the badge is actually in really good shape. And if I don't have to buy these, that's nice. Yeah, brand new ones are nice because it looks brand new, but I think what gives the truck character, that's the original hood ornament up there. And I don't know, something about, like, I'm definitely going to replace the badging on the tailgate, but this here, the one on the other side, and that hood ornament are, 3 of the things that I'm going to keep on the truck after it gets painted, after the rust gets taken care of. But let's get back to the truck. So I put, this is a quad shock system on this truck. So it's a heavy half ton. It's got 5 leaf springs in the front and back, and it's got 2 shocks in the front, and then of course heavy duty shocks in the rear. It had the Ranchero shocks on it. It still does in the back, but the front, I actually measured the old Rancheros, and I ordered brand new Rough Country N3 shocks. I know a lot of guys might have up and down opinions on those, but I'm also working on a budget here. And to get a set, they're $100 a piece. Like, you can get 2 shocks for $100. So they're $50 a piece, technically. And that's not bad, in my opinion. So I was able to put all 4 shocks on the front end of this truck for $200. And I did it myself. So we did that. And then I also have a Rough Country steering stabilizer. I don't know if you can see down in there. Let me get a flashlight. I know I left one out here, I think. Maybe I didn't. I don't even have my phone on me. What kind of mechanic am I? I'll just give a closer look down in there. You can see it. I put the Rough Country sticker on it, but I put a Rough Country steering stabilizer on it. I do need to get the, if you can see it down in there, I do need to get the red booty on it, but I just haven't done that yet. But then moving on, so I took the bed off because I was actually going to pay somebody to do the frame, but then I decided not to. I decided that I did not want to do that. So I took it off and I did it myself, and it turned out great. You've seen it in this video, you know, if you watch to this point, you watch the whole thing. And I put 2 coats of primer on it, 2 coats of flat black, and then I put some undercoating, rubberized undercoating on it, and then I spray painted over top of that coat of rubberized undercoating, and then I have extra paint. I have an extra can of flat black paint that's a rust inhibitor, and then I also have a extra can of rubberized undercoating for touch up and stuff like that, because I do use the truck. Like, it's not a pavement princess, but I put all this work into it to fix everything and make it to where it'll last a long time. And it is muddy down in there, but there's no salt. I haven't driven it in the salt since I did this, but I washed everything off. And I was going to touch it up, but then I drove it up and down the driveway, I don't know, 3 times and turned into that. But I am going to wash that off, get that done. And then, but the coolest upgrade here is my exhaust. So I did a 2.5 inch tubing out to 3 inch tips. And these tips are 12 inches long. So 12 inch long tips, 3.5 inch in diameter. And I wanted the dual outlet, and I wanted it to come out at an angle, because I hate it whenever, guys, on these square bodies, if you really look down, it's got a nice angle to it. It comes out decent. It doesn't look goofy. It looks clean, and that's what I like. And I hate it when, guys, I think these trucks look the best with this angle, 45-degree angle cut exhaust tubing, you know, that comes out here right below the taillight area here. I think these trucks look great with that angle cut, like, exhaust. I hate it when they come out and they come out at a 90-degree angle, or they put wheelbarrow pipes out the back. Like, I hate that. I think that looks stupider than hell on these trucks. That's just my taste, though. A lot of guys like the wheelbarrow cut. A lot of guys like the 90-degree cut. I like the 45-degree angle. I think they look good. So earlier in the video, I did talk about the muffler. I can't even quite remember off the top of my head what it is. I did say it in this video, but it's an X-pipe muffler. So it's a single in, dual out, and it's shaped like an X-flow, an X-pipe. So it does sound pretty good. Actually, while we're in here, we'll just do an exhaust cut and see what you guys think. Sound pretty good. I had run the truck earlier today, so it's been sitting in my garage for maybe a couple hours, but I did not rev a cold engine because it's still fairly warm. Anyway, that muffler, I really do like it, because I took it down to exhaust shop and I was like, hey, do what you can with it, and they're like, oh, we got something special for you. And so I was like, all right, surprise me. So that's what they did, and it sounds awesome. It's great. I love it. I did replace a cross member on here. So there's a main cross member up front here, kind of like right in this area, right in here in the area of the truck. And then you go back, and then there's 2 cross members back here. So I replaced this cross member. It was rusty, it was trashed, and I just wasn't gonna put that back in the truck. There's no way I was gonna be able to get it out, paint it, put it back in. I think my truck is running a little bit rich, or it burns a little bit of oil at startup, so I opened up the garage door. Now you can actually tell it's snowing. Anyway, that website where I got that cross member is called Rust Buster, and he actually makes, the guy that owns that website, as far as I know, it's like, I don't know, It's like the guy started it out of his garage, I think, from what I understand. I could be wrong. But anyway, website is called Rust Buster, and he makes stuff from like, I don't know, the 1950 Chevy pickups the whole way up to like 1990s. Nothing any newer than 1999. But which is nice. It's nice to buy stuff like that and be able to just, you know, take it out of the box, throw it right in the truck. So that's what I did, and that turned out great. I did get some videos of that getting put in, I believe. I talked about it. I didn't get any videos of installing it, but it's pretty straightforward. You just put the cross member together and put it in the truck, bolt it up to the truck. But anyway, the frame did turn out really good. It is a little dirty. I had to replace this brake line down here, along with the brake line that attaches right at it up here, and then the brake line that runs the whole way down the frame rail up to where it's under the cab. So I replaced all that. That's pretty much it. Painted the frame, replaced some brake lines, got the exhaust done. I do have a small exhaust leak up at the header, but that needs to go back to that exhaust shop to get fixed. That's actually going down next week. So be able to get a lot better exhaust clip without it, you know, that tick. I don't know if you could hear that tick or not. I don't think you could, but in the cab you can hear it. But we're gonna get that fixed, and then it's got to go for inspection, and then I'm gonna get the spark plug wires, and then the distributor cap and rotor replaced and inspected. So get all that taken care of, and then after that, it's just ordering body parts and getting it to go down to the body shop and get done. So it's come a long way, and I'm not stopping there. It's just a slow process. In the middle of changing jobs, so I gotta watch what I spend right now until I get back started to working at my new job. So anyway, with all that being said, I don't believe I'm missing anything. Oh, I am missing one thing. I did install the power wiring harness from LMC truck on the driver's side, not the passenger side. I didn't do the passenger side yet. I need to. But I just haven't gotten to that point yet. But anyway, I'll do a video on the passenger side, since I did the driver's side. Driver's side's the same way as the passenger side. So I'll do a video on the passenger side. But this video will, right now when you're watching this video, it'll be, you know, Friday of this week. I think today's the 8th or the 9th. So it would be 10th, 11th, 12th, like 12th or the 13th or something like that. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm sorry I didn't get as much footage as I want to, but I promise I'll do better in the next video and in the next video. So as long as you guys enjoy this video, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. I appreciate all your support. And until next time, see ya.